All right. So happy Tuesday, everyone. Today is the last day that I'm going to be showing you something not new, but just doing a review, reteach of the sixth grade TEKS. So can you believe that all of a sudden now, we're done. After today, you have retaught, relearned all of the TEKS that we learned in this whole school year. I mean, you really should be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back because you've done a phenomenal job, most of you, for this school year. The majority of you have. So today I'm going to go over the last reteach, relearn, the last TEKS that we learned this year, okay? Now, tomorrow's Wednesday. Then we have Thursday and Friday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday. So we're going to do 5 days of a review of everything, okay? We're going to review every single TEK. It will be an actual review in modules, and I'm here if you need me because guess what? I need you to be getting hundreds on these. So anything that you didn't understand before, if you really, really took charge of your education, you made sure that you understood it now, okay? So you should be getting 100s on these reviews. You should be coming to tutoring. You should be asking me questions if you don't. Don't submit it if you're not sure. Come and ask me because you will not be able to do redos on these reviews. There are no second attempts, okay? So make sure on the reviews that start tomorrow, you get on the online for tutoring with me or you come and ask me for help so that I can assist. Or you can look at previous videos or Google to help yourself out, okay? All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get started. A fraction can be interpreted as a division problem. You have to know, whenever you see a fraction, anytime you see a fraction, this little line here means to divide, okay? So anytime you see a fraction, I need you to instantly know that's division. Okay, and if you see the division problem, you need to know that's a fraction. So write a fraction that's equal to 1 divided by 7. It's 1 divided by 7. So when you see it written like that, it's 1 divided by 7, 1 divided by 7. The numerator always goes on the inside. That's your dividend. Okay, next. I know these are like, Miss Simmons, you're wasting my time. Some people don't know this, guys. In 7th grade, the math teachers are telling us that some of the 6th graders don't know this. So you have to know this. Put it somewhere in your brain where you're not going to forget it. Whenever you see a fraction, that's division, okay? So 1 divided by 7 is the same as 1 divided by 7 is the same as 1 divided by 7. Okay, 3/4 is the same as 3 divided by 4, which is the same as 3 divided by 4, okay? So take a picture, write this down, and I'm going to keep it pushing, okay? All right, so dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. You gotta get this, guys. You guys are missing simple concepts. And everything I'm teaching today is such a simple concept, okay? To be honest with you, I'm teaching it last because a lot of you guys got these correct. So thank you to those that understand this, and you got it correct, kudos to you. So these are the last TEKS because you got, the majority of you all did pass them. So I appreciate that. So the reciprocal of a fraction is, it can be found by switching the numerator and the denominator. So you just flip it, guys. I know I'm not supposed to say this, please. Don't crucify me. It's the keep, change, flip. Remember you learned that last year? Keep, change, flip. A girl in my first period was like, KFC. I'm like, girl, not KCF, that's KCF. KFC is keep, flip, change. But the point is she still uses it to remind her of whenever she has to divide a fraction, a whole number fraction, a fraction divided by a fraction, she says KFC, okay? And once again, I'm not supposed to tell you that. You're supposed to flip the reciprocal. So, but if you need to use that to help you, use it. So what that means is you keep the first number, change the sign from division to multiplication, and you flip the fraction. Instead of 3/4, it's 4/3. That's it. Okay? And now remember, this is another part you guys are forgetting. Under any whole number is the number 1. And so it's 12/1 times 4/3. And when you multiply that, that's 48. 12 times 4 is 48. 1 times 3 is 3. And you ask yourself, how many 3s are in 48? Or you can divide 48 divided by 3, or some of you may already know this. Now, I use a strategy where I say how many 3s are in 4. I do one number at a time. And there's 1 3 and 4. And then after I take out that one group of 3 from the 4, how many is left? There's going to be 1 left. So I add that little 1 to the 8. And now I ask myself, how many 3s are in 18? And there's my answer will be 6. So my total answer will be 16. 12 divided by 3/4 is 16. Okay? All right, next. Does the operation of multiplication on a number result in a larger number? The answer is sometimes. Let's look at some cases. When a number is multiplied by a fraction equal to $1, the product is equal to the number. So we have the number 3, $3. $3 times 2 divided by 2. Any number over itself is equal to 1. We got to get that. So if the numerator and denominator are the same, it always equals $1. I don't care if it's 100,000 over 100,000. That still equals 1. It's one whole. That's the point. It represents the part out of the whole. So if you have 1,000, 100,000 out of 100,000, you have one total. Okay? So anytime you multiply a number times 1, or a number with the numerator and denominator the same, which is 1, it's going to equal that number. So 3 times 2 over 2 is equal to 3. And then this can also say 2 halves, because whenever you have a number with 2 on the bottom, it's cut in half, basically. So 2 cut in half is 1. One whole, okay? So down here, we have 1/3. You have 1/3 times 4/4. Well, 4/4 is one whole. So 1/3, 1/3 times 1 equals 1/3. Any number times 1 equals itself. Now down here, they showed you how if you multiply it out, what you would get. You know what I mean? You get 6 halves up here, 4/12 there. And when you simplify 4/12, you get the 1/3. It's the same thing though. You don't have to go through all of that, okay? Now, the next rule is below. When a positive whole number is multiplied by a fraction greater than $1, okay, not equal $1, but bigger than $1, like $1.01, $1.02, $1.03, $1.10, $1.50, $1.80, $1.90, right? The product, you know, product is the answer. The product is greater than the whole number. So you're multiplying by $3, and you're multiplying $1.25, 1 1/4, by $3. So my answer is going to be greater than $3 because I'm multiplying it by a bigger number that's greater than $1. Okay? If the number that I'm multiplying by is greater than $1, then my answer is going to be bigger than that number, bigger than the number that I started with. Okay? All right, so take a picture, whatever you need to do, and I'm going to move on. All right. When a positive whole number is multiplied by a fraction, so do you know that a fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, it's a decimal, it's money. So I'm sure everybody on this call, you know what 1/3 is equal to, 33 cents, right? So 3 times 33 cents, and I know there's a 3 after with the going on and on forever, it's going to equal, okay, hold on. 3 times, I'll put an X. I didn't mean to put, I meant to put a little multiplication thing. Okay, so 3, I was like, why do I have 3X? So 3 times 33 cents, and of course it's the 3 that keeps going on and on and on forever. So when a positive whole number is multiplied by a fraction between, the product is less than the whole number. So you start off with $3 and you're multiplying $3 times 33 cents. Your answer is gonna be 1. It's going to be less than the number that you started off with because you're multiplying by a decimal. In the next one, you have 3 times 1/6. I think the decimal for 1/6 is 16 cents. I may be wrong on that, but I think it's 16 cents. But nonetheless, you're multiplying 3 times a decimal, because 1/6 is a decimal, it's money, and you're going to get 3/6, which would be 1/2, which would be 50 cents. So 3 times 16 cents, let's just use that for now, would give you 50 cents. Okay, now for those of you that may be confused on how to multiply fractions, let me just show you. Okay, so you put an invisible 1, you have 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 6 is 6. Okay, so put that invisible 1 underneath the whole number and just multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators, and you get 3 out of 6. If you have a pi, oh, I always have problems drawing this. So, oh my gosh, how do you draw this 6? Is it something like this, guys? I'm sorry if I don't do this correctly. So if I shape 3 out of 6, that's 50%. That's half, right? That's half of the pi. So 3 out of 6 is 50%, okay? Now the last rule, if you need to take a picture of this before I go over the last rule, go ahead and do so, because I'm going to erase it. When a number greater than 1, so greater than $1 is multiplied by a number greater than $1, the product is greater than both numbers, okay? So for example, $3 times $2 is going to be $6. $3 times $2.33 is going to be $7. $1.50 times $1.33 is going to be $2. So whenever you're multiplying a number by a number greater than $1, then your answer is going to be greater. Okay, I think we kind of just went over that back here. It's the same rule as right here, okay? Same rule. All right. Okay, any questions? Three times 33 cents. Okay, let's write it out. 3 times 33 cents. I'm sorry, I have to put my bigger, I have to put the one with more numbers on the bottom. So I'm going to do 33 times 3, and I'll put my decimal at the end. So 33 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. My decimal goes here, so it's 99 cents. But you round because it's not 33 cents. That's what I was saying. It's 0.33333333333 on and on and on. So if you were to multiply 0.333333333 to infinity, that would be $1. So 99 cents is close to $1. So you just round it up to $1. So that's one of the risks that you take when you're using money. That's why I showed you how to multiply it if you did not want to use money. So if you did not want to use money, you put an invisible 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3, and you get 3 over 3, which is $1. Okay, that's a really good question. Thank you. All right. Okay, next, this is your turn to get involved. Which is equal to 4/9? Let's go ahead and solve. Put your answer in the chat. Like some of you guys are flipping it and making it way more difficult. Like you actually have to work hard to flip them around. You know what I mean? That's the part I don't understand. So if it tells you 1 divided by 7, if it tells you 3/4, write 3 divided by 4. The only time you're changing is here, and it's 3 divided by 4. So that's why it's 3 divided into 4 pieces. So when you go back, it's 4 divided by 9. You had to work to change it. Like you did too much work to change it. You said, oh, I'm going to change it around and put 9 divided by 4. Why in the devil would you do that? It's 4 divided by 9. 4 divided by 9. It tells you right there. 4 divided by 9. So the only answer choice that looked anything like that was C. So those that picked B, you guys worked way too hard to do that. Okay, let's try this one. Without calculating, choose the correct comparison. So you have 14 as your whole, and you're multiplying that by 6/11. Ask yourself, is 6/11 Is that a number less than $1? Is it $1? Is it greater than $1? And so you'll be able to answer. So you can put A, B, or C in the chat and tell me which answer choice you think it is. So if we go back, 6/11 is less than $1, okay? So if you go back, it's going to be a fraction. Okay, so when it's multiplied, oh, no, this one, my bad. Okay, so it's a fraction, remember? When you multiply by a number less than 1 whole, then your answer is going to be less than that number, okay? So 3 times 1/3 is going to be less than, let's say 3, okay? Because it has to be less than, I don't know why I keep putting an X. Okay, there we go. Okay, so 3 times 1/3 is less than 3. The reason why is because 1/3 is a decimal, okay? So if you go back to the question, you have 14 times 6/11 is not over 1. That's a decimal. So I'm just going to make it up right now because I'm not really sure. I know it's less than half because 6/12 is half, but it's greater than half because 5.5 is half. So I'm going to say 55 cents, okay? And is that going to be greater than 14 or less than? It has to be less than 14. And the reason why is because 6/11 is a decimal, okay? So hopefully that helps those. I understand why you got this one wrong because it's kind of confusing, okay? I promise you, this is kind of confusing. Even me, I have to go back and I have to use my like notes or like common sense to try to help me. Oh, Benjamin, it's okay. Okay, perfect. Oh, thanks, Dalen. So I was close. Dalen said it was 54 cents. Okay, thanks. All right, make sure you guys understand this concept though, okay? This one's very important. And it's because this was a decimal, and anytime you multiply a whole number or any number times a decimal like this, it's gonna be less than the whole number. All right, let's try this one. Put your answers in the chat. Everybody listen, especially those that didn't get an answer, make sure you listen, okay? And if you got it wrong, listen too. If you got it right, listen. Everybody listen. So 7/7 is equal to 1. Okay, we already know that, right? So 2 times 1 equals 2 times 1 equals 2. So it's equal. Okay? Anytime your numerator and denominator is the same, then it equals 1. Okay, so it's 2 times 1 equals 2. All right, cool. Okay, listen carefully. Oh my goodness, this is important. So remember there's something I hadn't taught y'all yet. This is it, guys. I don't know why they're trying to rush you to be a grown-up, but I'm going to go through it. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to point out what is going to probably be on your final and what you need to know for 7th grade. Okay, I'm not going to read all this stuff, but it's here for you if you need it. Some of you may know it because with your parents, like they have bank accounts, you may have a bank account, but listen to what I'm going to tell you out of this information that's important, okay? So a checking account, hopefully you know what that is. If you go to the bank, you have a checking account, savings account, that type of thing, okay? And some banks, they charge a fee. So if they charge a fee, that's called an account fee, okay? A service fee or maintenance is usually monthly. Okay, so write that down. They usually may charge you a monthly account fee. All right, let's keep moving. And I can just explain it a little bit. It just takes care of the account. I mean, it's just a way for the bank to generate some revenue, basically. ATM fee. Hopefully you know what an ATM is. So whenever you go to the bank or like Walmart or like a gas station, they have something called an ATM. It's automated teller machine. And you go there and you put your card into it, like a debit card, whatever, and you're able to get cash out. Sometimes they charge you a fee. If it's not your bank, they may charge you a fee, right? So that's what an ATM fee is, because you're not using your bank. You're using another person's bank or another bank, whatever. So they'll charge you a fee, okay? Now, overdraft. So say you just out here, ching, 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 spending. You're spending all this money, right? But you don't have it in your account. Your bank may cover you so that you're still able to pay your bills, but they'll charge you a fee. and your account will go in the negative because you didn't have enough to cover that those bills or that money. And that's called an overdraft fee because you went over the amount of money in your bank account. Now, you need to know the two benefits of a checking account. Okay, your money is insured, and you can use a check as proof of payment. All right, those are the two benefits for a checking account. Okay, next, methods of payments. You need to know the difference.
Miss Simmons,
Yes.
can you go back? I was still writing it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so you need to know the difference between a credit card and a debit card. A credit card is money that you borrow, okay? So, right, that's important. So you borrow that from a bank, and if you don't pay it back immediately, they charge you interest. So they charge you more than what they gave you. So say they gave you $100, and you have to pay in 30 days, or you will owe $150. That's just an example. So if you don't pay it back in 30 days on that credit card because you borrowed it from the bank, you have to give them extra money in order to pay it back, okay? All right, now a debit card is money you have in your bank account. So when that runs out, that debit card ain't gonna work no more. Even a credit card, it has a limit, so you can't go over a certain limit. But the debit card, as you're spending, it's coming out of your bank account. So you can't go over that amount. And you don't owe anyone any interest because you're spending your money, okay? Are we good here? Okay, now I do need you to, this is gonna probably be on your final. Okay, I think it was actually on your 5th grade one. This is called a check register. The main parts of this are these two columns, okay? So the minus sign is the debit. The plus sign is the credit. So of course, when you see the minus, the debit, it means to subtract. The plus sign means to add, okay? So the debit means to subtract, the plus sign means to add. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna get a bunch of information on these lines. You're gonna get a bunch of information. And then the question may say, what's the total balance? And you're gonna have to subtract the numbers that are on this side, and you're gonna have to add the numbers on these sides to give me the total balance. Okay? So if you need to take a picture of that, go ahead and do so. All right, credit history. This was a question on your benchmark. So your credit report items stay on for 7 years. Now I do have to say that you may have, like your answer choice was 7 to 10 years. So whatever has 7 years in it, that's what you're going to pick. That's what you need to know, is that the things on your credit report's down there for 7 years, and sometimes it is 7 to 10 years, like bankruptcies, things like that, but it's 7 years typically. In your credit history, what that means is, how well did you pay your car note on time, your mortgage, your rent, your credit cards? How well did you pay your bills on time? And that's your credit history. And your credit report is like your report card. So you know how your report card shows you your grade in math, English, social studies, history, art, band, theater. It shows you what, it's like a picture of you in school. Well, your credit report is a picture of you and how well and how responsible you have been in paying your bills. Okay, so that's what that means. Make sure you got it, because it will be a question on your final and a question that you need to know for 7th grade. All right, now this is about college. So when you're going to college and paying for college, savings is save. It means save. Use your root words from English. So if you save money, you're accumulating, you're building up money in your bank account or whatever. So you can pay for college with the savings, or a grant. That's free money that you apply for. A scholarship, free money. Student loans is not free. You have to pay back. Work study, you have a job on campus. So if you've ever been to a college campus and you've gone to any of the eateries or any places on campus, a lot of those workers are students. And so they give you a job to work on campus. And so I'm not gonna put free or pay, but you have to work. It's like it's a job, and they give you, of course, you get money to work there, and you can use it to go towards college. That's what I did when I was in school, when I was in college. Okay, so you just need to know the definition of these 5 ways to pay for college. Anytime you see the word loan, that means you're borrowing money and you have to pay back. Okay, and work study, it has the work name in it, so you know that means you have to work. And the other ones are free. Okay? All right, this is the last topic that I really need to explain to you. I think you guys got it. I'm gonna go through it kind of quickly. If you don't understand it, let me know. So we're comparing apples to oranges. So apples is 2, apples is 4, oranges is 2. So of course your ratio is 4 to 2. You can write it, a ratio is a fraction, okay? A ratio is a fraction. So make sure you understand that. Now, if you have 2 out of 4, guess what? You have half. So 2 out of 4 is equivalent to 1 out of 2. So your ratio could say 2 out of 4, or it could say for every 1 orange, there are 2 apples. Okay? Now, this is very, very important. Up here, we compared apples to oranges. Apples to oranges. But look what we're doing now, oranges to fruit. So the total fruit is 6. So now you're comparing 2 of the 6 pieces of fruit are oranges. So your ratio would be 2 to 6. Because you're not just comparing apples to oranges. It's oranges to all the fruit. And 2 to 6 is equivalent to 1/3 when you simplify it. For every 1 piece of fruit, there's 3 pieces of fruit. For every 1 piece of fruit, you can match it to 3. Okay? Questions on this? Or you can take a picture if you need to. Okay, and unit rate will be the last part of the ratios. So just like what we just did, we compared ratios and we simplified it. This is the same thing. You have 9 drinks, Ella drinks 9 cups of soda over the past 3 days. Assuming she drank the same amount of soda each day, what was her daily rate? Daily rate. So 9 cups divided by 3 days is 3 cups per day. Okay? It's called a unit rate or unit price. Emma paid $9 for 6 sodas. So 9 divided by 6 is $1.50 per 1 soda. So whenever they're telling you how much a group of something is or a group of something costs, then you have to divide to get how much 1 costs. Once you find the 1, then you can find out the multiple cost of others that, of course, they don't tell you. Because they tell you 6 sodas, but they don't tell you 4. So now that you have the $1.50 per soda, how much does 4 cost? You multiply, or you can add $1.50 plus $1.50 is $3. And if I do that again, it's going to be $6. So it would cost $6 for 4 sodas. Okay? All right. So I'm going to ask you all a few questions. I want you to put your answers in the chat. Question number 1. If Serena typed 260 words in 5 minutes, if Serena typed at a constant rate, how many words did she type per minute? So you're finding out 1. Okay, so the first one was 260 divided by 5, which is 52 words per minute. Very good. The second one was 388 divided by 4, which is 97 cents. And I was showing how 4 donuts would be $4 if it was $1 per donut. So we knew it had to be less than $1 because 4 donuts was 388. And then the last one, you guys got that correct. You divide 45 divided by 3, which is 15. And how much are 7? So 15 times 7 is $105. Very good. So great job, guys.